we all have been talking about that how India is extremely import dependent and the Gulf War is going to make it worse. But we did not talk about and did not think about how exports will also be greatly hit for India because of the Gulf War crisis, which does not seem to stop. Hello everyone, welcome to Vajiram and Ravi's Flash News. My name is Shubhangi Singh, and in today's session, we are going to talk about one of the export crises that India is seeing because of this Gulf War. What are the things that are unfolding, and one most important thing that we are going to discuss is what exactly force majeure that Indian Basmati rice exporters are asking the government to bring in because of this war. So let us understand that first of all that what exactly is the crisis. So to understand the crisis, as of now we get to see a situation in front of us that India's Basmati exports, they are taking a direct hit. Now your question will be, ma'am, how they are taking a hit? So the first answer here is, when we are talking about exports, Gulf region happens to be an important destination, especially when we are talking about Basmati rice. Now, because the shipping route through Strait of Hormuz is disrupted, not just for imports but also exports, this export industry is seeing delays. It is seeing stranded cargo which is present across ports and vessels. Now, this is not the only problem that is present. The problem is accumulating to the fact that around 60,000 tons of Basmati rice, which has been produced by the exporters, which has been already sent out by them, that remains stuck. And add to that the problem that the exporters are facing an unexpected financial burden. Because when will be the cycle completed? Exporter is sending something to the destination. When it will be reached, they will make the payment. It is stuck here, cargo is stuck here, it is not reaching the destination, the payment is not being made. And the issue, the number present in front of us is so huge that this is nothing short of a trade crisis, trade emergency. Now, this is where we will understand that what exactly our farmers are demanding, because this is the problem that Indian Basmati rice export, they are hit by Strait of Hormuz disruption. But what exporters are seeking in form of relief is the fact that force majeure should be brought in. Now, this is the second part that we need to understand, that what exactly is force majeure. Now, force majeure is a legal principle. Now, this legal principle is put in contracts, and this is to ensure that if there is an extreme condition and that extreme condition could not have been predicted before, in that scenario, there is a provision for the parties who are in contract that they can be excused from the liability. For example, I am the exporter and I was supposed to send this particular item to UAE, and because of this event, I am finding it impossible. So, if I use this particular legal clause, legal principle, because war is not something that I could have foreseen, war is something extreme, it is impossible to get through, and because of this, I will not be able to send my item. That means, please excuse me for the liability, because this is something that I cannot control. So, if it is not in my control, I shouldn't be charged for that. So, I shouldn't be made liable for that. So, this is in circumstances such as war, natural disasters, political conflict, and in such a situation, if this legal clause is put in place, then the contract may be suspended or terminated. Now, this is exactly what that the Basmati rice exporters are asking the government to activate. That please bring this legal clause into the picture, and this should be from March 1. That means whatever contracts have not been able to fulfill since March 1 because of the Gulf crisis, they should be excused from liability. Now we have understood two main aspects of the situation, that why Basmati rice exporters are in problem, and second, what exactly is force majeure that they are seeking. Now let us move to another important aspect of this very situation, where we are seeing direct conflict present between not just contractors but also shipping companies. So on one end, we get to see that exporters are facing such serious crisis. On the other hand, more burden is being added to them through these shipping companies. Now, what is the conflict between shipping companies and exporters which is adding more to this core issue? Now, exporter has the main responsibility of producing and dispatching. So, if the producer has done that, exporter has done that, and it has gone to the port or it is present in the cargo. Now, that is with shipment company. Now, shipment company is saying that your cargo is delayed. We are keeping it here, pay rent. The war is very risky, pay more insurance charges. The war is getting difficult, we might have to keep it here for more time, so pay extra charges. And that is exactly what is happening, that shipping companies are imposing more and more charges. So we are seeing charges of demurrage, that means arrival at container yard and get out from container yard, or the charges in between are here for demurrage, and detention, that includes transportation, delivery at warehouse, return to the container yard, everything is included here. So what shipping companies are saying, pay more for demurrage, for detention, for storage and war risk surcharge. And exporters are saying, we have done our work, we have already handed over the cargo here, which is logically absolutely correct. The delays that are happening are not happening because of exporters, so why these charges should be paid by exporters? And adding to the fact they have to pay more charges, their shipment is not going, the payment is not coming through. So in this situation, legal conflict apart from what exporters are facing has further emerged, that firms are charging more for the delays which are caused by their operational decisions and an external factor, that is the global crisis here. This is not happening because of exporters. Now that we have understood this, let us move ahead and understand the impact on exporters. Obviously, this is creating a direct economic impact where they are seeing their working capital is blocked. Furthermore, they are being charged more than usual. In certain cases, up to 30 lakhs more per exporter. Apart from this, there is a direct impact and more burden, especially on small exporters, which have limited working capital, and furthermore, that makes them more vulnerable. They can be wiped out from this industry given this economic crunch. And add to that, there is direct involvement of the fact that quality deterioration might take place, and later when it actually reaches its destination, there might be rejection risk. That means whatever exporters is sending, that might amount them for nothing at all. And at the end, all of this will lead to reputational impact as well, because when we are talking about being an exporter, it comes with credibility and the quality of the product. And if this rejection happens, the quality deterioration happens, India's credibility as an exporter will get at stake. So what do we do? How do we solve this situation? What is the way forward? The way forward should be starting with understanding the exporter demands. We can consider force majeure from March 1. We can look into waiving the penalty charges which are being asked by exporters. We can consider retrospective levies and how they are being placed and put some prevention stop to it. Other than that, there should be release or return of containers in order to ensure, if at all, anything is possible. At the policy level, a proper intervention review is required, which can be done by a proper joint task force. There can be real-time dispute resolution between the shipping companies, exporters and the parties which are involved. And most importantly, for long term, we need to focus on strengthening the logistics resilience, because external factors, this time it's a war, next time it could be anything else. This leaves our economy and most importantly the economic pillars such as MSME, agriculture, more vulnerable. Now that was all from my side. I'll be leaving you here with a prelims practice question. Very important question from the perspective of legal principles that can be asked. Let me know the answer in the comment section. That was all from my side. Thank you so much.